Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Subtraction Game. Now you can see Sleuth here. How would I describe it? Standing at the front of a classroom, playing a subtraction game of some sort with the classroom. I think I've mentioned in the past that I did used to tutor math during my university years. Not an unusual setting, although it was GCSEs, so trying to think in American education systems, essentially it's sort of like second year of high school, round about that sort of age group. So subtraction would have been a bit too easy, I think, for what I was actually tutoring. What else do I want to say about today's puzzle? So it looks like a really interesting puzzle. I'm not quite sure I quite see the reference. I mean, I see the reference for subtraction just taking a look at the solution path now. But I can't quite see why there's this very consistent symbol that's appearing within the grid. If you're feeling confused, don't. Enough of an introduction. Let's take a look at today's puzzles and rule set. I say puzzle, one puzzle. Puzzle and rule set. So, Subtraction Game by Sujoyku. And you can see I've highlighted this particular shape here. I'm just can't quite see why it's there. Interesting nonetheless. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, every 3x3 box. Nothing unusual here. Then we have on the marked diagonal. Can I actually select it this way? No, that was a bit too ambitious. Let's see if I can do that. Super. So essentially on this blue diagonal line, and there's only one of them, I can only place the digits once each. They cannot repeat. Here's a bit of a clue. There are 9 cells. You will need the digits 1 to 9 again. What else do we have? Digits in a cage sum to the clue in the top left. So if this cell here was a 2, this would have to be an 8, so that these 2 cells add up to 10. These 3 add up to 13, 11, 13, etc. Last but not least, we've got digits on an arrow sum to the digit in the circle from which the arrow emerges. So for example, this 8 in here is telling me that these 2 cells must sum up to 8, because that's the arrow that's emerging from this circle, and any 2 examples would do here, 2 and 6, that would be fine. So, tons of subtraction ahead of us, as I can tell. As always, if you want to join in with this subtraction game, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So if you haven't already noticed this, I'm just double checking before I actually make the statement. And I think the statement is actually going to be accurate for literally all of them. So take any of these 3 cell cages. Can I actually, again, I'm just going to, no, that hasn't done what I thought. Nor has that. Anyhow, each of these 3 cages are, each of these 3 cell cages are actually made up of, in a way, 2 single digits. One digit is whatever's inside the arrow sum, that's obvious. But these 2, and again these 2, are all adding up to a single digit, not a double digit. And the reason is because they're on arrow sums. They must be written inside this circle. So essentially, I'm taking a look at one that would allow me to do a decent break. And the 17 and 16 is probably where I want to start because they're quite restricted. Essentially, this is 1 digit. This is the other digit. That can only be 8 or 9. And therefore, these 2 cells must sum up to 8 or 9. That would mean that this is 8 or 9. And therefore, to add up to 11, it's either a 3 with the 8 or it's a 2 with the 9. I'm not going to pencil mark this because that could be 3 with 5, so 5 could be the minimum, but I could go all the way up to 7 with 2, 7, and 9. So it's not that many, 5, 6, 7, okay. Right, 16 is equally interesting. Is it equally interesting? I was about to actually make a mistake and say that this is 7 or 9, but that's not strictly speaking true. I can get away with an 8 because these 2 cells can add up to 8 and this would be an 8. Normally 2 cells in 16, you would say it's only 7, 9. and ignore the 8, but obviously these two cells don't actually include 8. I could do 1 and 7, for example, 1 and 7 if I could type, with an 8, and that would actually be fine. So let's think about what that means for a second. So if this is 7, 8, 9, obviously the counterpart would be 7, 8, 9. Can't have a 9 inside a 9 cage, a 2-cell 9 cage, because that would be a 0, so that's not 9. And therefore these two cells are not 9, therefore this can't be a 7. Okay, what can it be? If this is 9, this would be 7, this would be 2, this would be another 7 breaking it, so that's not it. That is definitely an 8. Therefore these two cells are another 8, that's an 8, that's a 9. These two cells are 9, therefore that's an 8. That can't be a 7 anymore. Yep, can't be a 7. In fact, 9 would go with a 2 and a 6. We actually know what these are. Fantastic. These two cells need to add up to, actually, let's just do the easy one first. That's 1. And that's 7. And these two cells now need to add up to 9. And it's not 1, 8. It's not 2, 7. It's not 3, 6. It's exactly 4, 5. And now these two cells are 3 and 7. If that's 7, that's 1, because these two cells have to add up to 8 to get to 16. If it's 3, this would have to be a 5. So far, no resolution, but what a fantastic break-in. Right, let's see if we can kind of shift towards the left. I kind of started with these, which are most restricted. I mean, 15 is fairly restricted as well. So this is 6, 7, 8, or 9. It is not an 8, because these two cells have to be adding up to 6, 7, 8, or 9. Not 8, actually. That can't be 8. So if this can't be 8, this can't be 7. So essentially, this is like a virtual 6, 9 pair. A couple of these cells either add up to 6 or 9, and then the counterpart would be in here. If this is 9, that would be 2. If this is 6, that would be 5 to get to the 11 cage. Actually, 5 feels weird. If that's 6, that would be 9. That would be 5. That would be 4. Okay, that's not a problem. If that's 9, that would be 2. This would be 6. That's always 4. I guess, yeah, it is about the difference, and therefore this is interesting. So I should actually just go for these cells. We should be able to write them in regardless of the number of options we have. Interesting. And it is exactly equal to, I mean, it's not surprising when you think about it. It's the difference between these two cells. Hence the subtraction game. You know, sometimes I feel a bit silly, but not spotting this until 5 minutes in. Anyhow, if this is 6, yeah, too many options. 13 and 10, difference of 3, which gives me 7, which gives me 3, which gives me 5. Excellent. 13. Is that interesting? I mean, I can get away with a 9, if I'm actually. So these two cells could be a 4, but they can't be because 3 is not available. So this is not, and it's not 9. So what are my options? Well, not 9, 8, 7, 6. I can't do 5, that would be a double 5. Can I actually have this be the high digit and these be the low digits? Yes, because these two cells could add up to 4. Why am I doing this in isolation? I'm trying to split 13 into 2 digits. So my options are 4, 9, 5, 8, and 6, 7. And therefore, these are all fair game inside this cell, except for the 9, which is not available. And the 9 in here doesn't work. And the 4 in here doesn't work because that would be 1, 3. And the 3 is not available. So 4, 9 is just discounted. 5, 8 looks tricky but achievable. That couldn't be the 8. That could be the 8. That could be the 5. That would require a 2 to get to 10 and to 5. And these two cells now, how do I get to 8? It can't be 2, 5. Sorry, can't be 3, 5. Can't be 2, 6. It would have to be 1, 7. 7 and 1. No, it doesn't work. That is very subtle. The 2, 5, essentially if I place both of these, which is the only way I could use 8, 5 pair inside this 13 cage, I have 2 and 5, both of which can see this cell, and therefore it's nonsense. This is exactly 6, 7 in some order. It can't be the 6 in here because that would require a second 3. That's 7. That's 4. That's 6. That can't be 2, 4 anymore. That's got to be 1, 5. That gives me a 2 in here. That tells me that's the 6. That's the 9. These two cells now need to add up to 9. Not 4, 5. Not 3, 6. 2, 7 works. 1, 8 doesn't. So this is fixed. That's 2. That's 7. And this cell is known. It's just an 8. May as well use that logic that took me ages to find. That's 3. That's 2. What have I left with? So I need, in this row, a 9. Can't be inside this cage because that would be 9. That would be 0. That would be another 9. So 9 is in here. And this is 1, 4, 5. We'll come back to that in a second. In here I have 3 digits that I know. 5, 6. Some days I just really struggle when it comes to scanning. 4, 5, and 6. That can't have a 5 inside a 2-cell cage. This is a 4, 6 pair. That's a 5. Can't be a 4 with a 5 as part of the sum. That's 6. That's 1. These two are 6. That is a 7 to get to 13. That is a 4. That's not 4 or 5. That's a 1. That's a 5. That's a 4. That's a 1. Sorry, it's just a bit hard to see when there are so many clues in the way. Not a criticism, by the way, just reality of things. So what are the remaining digits that I have? I have 3 and 8, which do add up to 11, plus another one, which is a 7. It's not part of the 11 cage. I'm not going to get there. So that's 7. That's 3, 8. That's clearly the 8 as part of the arrow sum. That's the 3. And this is a 5 plus an 8 to get to 13. Fantastic. Right, where do we go from here? I think so far, one thing we haven't used like at all is the diagonal. And that is surprising. So I have 5, 6, 7 in the middle. I have an 8. So 8 is not these 3 cells. I have an 8, which is not in here. One of these is an 8. What else should I think about? 1, I know it's not here. It's not there either. It's one of these 2 cells. And 3, it's down here again. It's one of these 2 cells. Not quite what I was expecting, if I'm honest. I was thinking there would be more. Yeah. How about 7s have to be down here. Can't be on the diagonal because of this 7. That's the only place for a 7. Can I use that same logic elsewhere? Essentially, I'm looking for things that are pushing stuff into the corner, so to speak, of the diagonals. 5s. Can't have a 5. Can't have a 5. Yeah, that's kind of working. This. So what is this column? May as well just pencil mark. So we've got 5, 6, and 7. Once you've got the 3 that are on the diagonal, it's actually a little bit less interesting. 5 and 7, 6 can't be here, 6 can't be there, 6 can't be here. 6 is one of 2 cells. 6 is down here. We haven't thought about the 6 that much in here. These are not 6s, this is 6s, and therefore 6 is one of these 2 cells. Not quite that fruitful. Right, these are looking pretty tasty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6, 8, and 9. This is 8 or 9. This is, I don't know how I put a 6 on the diagonal. That's a 6. That's not a 6. That's a 6. This is 8 or 9. Can't really decide yet. That's that row done. Yeah, not that easy. Right, let's think about these columns. We've got quite a bit in column 9. So I'm missing 2, 3, and 9. Seemingly all of which is allowed like everywhere. Huh. 7. Okay, 7s maybe are more fruitful. That's the last 7, I think. Is that 9 of them? That's 9 of them. 8 is also not far off done. Say not far off done, just nowhere near done. What are you saying, Sleuth? 8 is in here. 8 is therefore in there. Too many options in here. And 8 is done in these boxes. Okay. Any other rows or columns that really stick out? Not really. Fives. Right, so I'll stick to 5, 6, 7. Stuff that's on the diagonal already, that may help. In fact, just 5, 5. I think that's 9 of them now. Yeah. We've already looked at 6s and didn't get very far in the bottom section. Because I didn't really do it properly. That's a 6. But we've got this 6 X-wing. These two are probably now interesting. So I need 2, 4, and 8. No real restrictions again. Right, let's think about box 1 for a second. What can I do here? Where is... No, 1 is already placed. So essentially I am missing 2, 4, 8, 9. 2 is not here, not there, could be there. 4 is fairly restricted. So 4 is on the diagonal in here, it's not down there. Can I use that? Not really. 2, 4, I may as well just finish pencil marking. 8 are done. Yeah, 8 are done. 9, too many options, way too many options. This column nearly done. Let's think about what it is. 1, 3, and 9. Again, nothing restricting them. So I have 1, 3, 8, 9. The 1 is none of these cells. That's 1. This is not 1. This is 3, 8, 9. I may as well just do that. That's not 3. That's not 8. That could be anything, but it allows me to write in 4 and 6. I say write in. Limit my options. And therefore in here I've got 1, 2, and 8. This is 1 or 2. This is 1, 2, 8. This just feels like I'm going to be pencil marking a ton. Triplet gives me a 4, not a 4. Is 4 helping me? Kind of. 4s are lining up. 4 has to be one of these two cells, can't be on the diagonal. That's a 4. You know, it is making me work quite a bit for the last few items. That's not a 1, that's 1. These two cells are 3 and 2. Sorry, I'm just revisiting the diagonal, thinking that there is a way to resolve it, but I'm not sure there is. These two cells are known, they are 6, 9. Don't need the corners anymore. Don't need the corners anymore. 2, 3, 9, so we know that the 8 is up here, and the 3, and this is the 2, 9 that is not down there. That is down here, excuse me. Can I do much with it? No. Right, gonna look elsewhere. So 2, 8, 9, and I was gonna say a 7, but that's not true. A 3. The 3s are lining up. That's not a 3, that's 9, that's 3. That 1 gave me a 2 a while ago and I just kind of somehow missed it. This allows me to place a digit in here, a 9, a 1, an 8, a 1. That's not 8 anymore, if I can type. So this is 248, then it's 3248. And again, it's back to the 2s and 8s. There's a definite 9 in here. Right. We're very close. The 9 gave me a 6 and a 9, gave me a 4 and a 6, gave me a 4 in here. No resolution there. This is 2, 3. This is 2, 3, 8. And I kind of ignored the fact that this 9 here, removed the 9 option. In fact, it was gone. 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 8, 8. Right, nearly. I'm missing something. Probably a triple or something along those lines to help me finish this up. So just glancing around, 2, 8 pair, 2, 8, 9, 3 quadruple. The 3 is in here, the 2, 3, 8, the triple, the pair again, the triple with a 9. The 9s don't line up. The 8s, oh no, they do. Kind of form this shape. 2, 3 pair. Right, that's what I was missing. 8, 9, 2, 8. I say that's what I was missing, but then I don't resolve it. This is so strange. Not a 2, 3, 8, 2, 2, 3, 3, 9, 3, 9, and a 2 for the finish. Phenomenal puzzle. Oh, it's already had 1,000. Probably means it's been featured somewhere else. Sorry about that. But fantastic puzzle and construction. Really, really clever. Lots of layers to this one, which I think makes it really do stand out. I will post this and potentially try and record another one. Apologies for that if it's already been featured somewhere else. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and video. See you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.